What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, and like I said in the recent video before, you know what I'm saying, I will not, you know what I'm saying, be going live on Twitch until 11 o'clock Eastern time, so this is not a Twitch live or anything, you know what I mean, like my recent videos from the past 6 days. I will not be going live on Twitch until 11 o'clock Eastern time, so y'all make sure y'all stay up for that right there. But it's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, a.k.a. Mr. Take It Easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram, man, and Twitch, man. In the description down below, man. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland! This is for you! You know what I'm saying? But no, though, Cleveland, man, this is definitely going to be a huge loss for y'all for sure. You know, like I said, Myles Garrett, you know, had a heck of a year. You know what I mean? 40 solos, 14 sacks, man. Second most in the league. And, you know, he's tied for forced fumbles. That's knife. He's a knife for that. I mean, but, you know, Myles Garrett, not too, you know, you know, like I said, we all know who Myles Garrett is. We all know what Myles Garrett can bring to a team for sure. So this definitely is a huge loss. So I say, bro, honestly, you know, y'all losing Myles Garrett, I'll say, I mean, y'all missing a loss of Darius Smith, man. Now you finna lose Myles Garrett, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just really don't know, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I really don't know. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I'm really on some, like, you know, you better go for Abdul Carter or something, you know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm saying, because, like, you know, y'all don't have no edge rushers, you know what I'm saying? But it's like y'all need a freaking quarterback too. I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's just like, you know, you need a quarterback too. You feel me? So I don't know. Losing Zadarius Smith, losing Myles Garrett, y'all not having a QB either. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson don't look too promising. You know what I mean? Jameis Winston, like I said, I love your positive energy, but nigga, you suck. You know what I mean? I love your positive energy, but you ain't the one. You know what I mean? Honestly. Yeah, you know, Jameson Williams, good dude, but yeah, you ain't the guy for that franchise. I ain't gonna cap. They thought he was finna be the guy, but you know, you ain't got, but like I said, I love your positive attitude, Jameson Williams. I love your positive attitude. But you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. You know what I mean? But it's like y'all really at a crosshairs. Like, are y'all gonna it's like y'all lose Myles Garrett. Are y'all gonna go out for Abdul Carter? Are y'all going to go for a quarterback? It's like y'all really need a lot right now. But free agency is, you know what I mean, you know, is in the works. So, you know, y'all could pick up a quarterback in free agency and go with a edge rusher in the draft. That's, you know, that's what I, you know, like I said, that's what I do. Justin Fields, be y'all quarterback, and go for a D lineman, go for Abdul Carter. Y'all definitely need it. Smith, and now y'all probably finna lose Myles Garrett. That's something that y'all definitely need. So it's like y'all really at a crosshairs, man. It's like quarterback, need a quarterback, and you need an edge rusher. Like for us, bro, you know, we got a good team. I ain't gonna cap. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I say, for us, our number one is a quarterback for sure. Quarterback and a DB. We get that. I ain't gonna lie. We gonna be straight for sure.
After what's going on?
Well, Laura, Myles Garrett has requested a trade from the Cleveland
Like, what's going on in 2025, bro? Like, man, these trades is getting crazy. Got Luka, AD, De'Aaron Fox. Now you got Myles Garrett, bro. God. Bro, some unexpected trades are happening this year, man. 2025, man, I told y'all, it's finna be a movie.
Reigning defensive player of the
year. It's finna be a movie, just like school.
For a Super Bowl contender. And clearly he doesn't believe that that's going to be the case in Cleveland. Now, the Browns have been very clear about the fact that they are not interested in trading Myles Garrett.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, you gotta respect that trade. You know what I mean? You gotta respect that trade. He requested trade, bro. You gotta respect that. You can't just hold him hostage. I mean, if you do, I mean, he ain't gotta play. You know what I mean? That's guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gotta play his best. He can fake an injury, you know, do what he wanna do. You know what I mean? Just like Devontae. How Devontae was faking the injury, and then when he got traded to the Jets, he thought they was gonna be better over there, but it turned out to be trash too. Got traded to the Jets. That boy got healthy all of a sudden. You know what I mean? So he can fake injuries. You know what I mean? So gotta respect that trade.
Also, before he issued a very public trade request to be dealt away from Cleveland. And so now there's a little bit of a standoff, and I think it depends on how far Myles Garrett is willing to push this. Clearly, Cleveland will come to him, will be interested in redoing his contract, but even if you trade Myles Garrett, there's a cap charge for a team that's already in a challenging cap situation. So there's a lot of complexities. Just because he asked for a trade today doesn't ultimately mean that he will be traded. There are many chapters to this story still to be written, but Myles Garrett, at the very least, has made it known now that he would like to be sent out of Cleveland, which I also know you know is not very surprising.
Yeah, it's very valuable context. Adam with us throughout the next 2 hours, and a lot more to get to here. We'll talk about exactly what this means for the Browns and more. But
terrible
first,
for
let's
the Browns.
go back to Myles Garrett's end-of-the-season press conference that happened back in January.
Is this in many ways a tougher season than even your rookie season?
I would say y'all 14 sacks this season, second in the NFL. Like, you had a good season for sure. So I'm like, even though he getting up on the age, you know what I'm saying? Like, 2018, 2020. In the league for 8 years, so it's like he getting up on age for sure. I mean, but he's still performing at a high level though. You know what I mean? So it's like that age junk only works with certain individuals. You know what I mean? Like, age take a toll on certain people. You know what I mean? Getting high on age, so he's not really as valuable, you know what I mean, as, he was. But, speaking of this dude pushing at the age of 30, you know what I mean? Bro, still 14 sacks, man, in the second. Still can wreak havoc on the O-line, you know what I mean? So he's still like an X factor on that D-line. So, you definitely don't want to lose Myles Garrett for sure, because he's going to get scooped up just like that. And like I said, for us, I mean, shoot, we could get that trade, Myles Garrett. We got cap for sure. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about trading away Kayvon. I'm going to keep it real. Young player, but Kayvon really ain't showed me nothing like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I said, could they be dumb enough, you know what I mean, to, get Kayvon Thibodeau and some more, you feel me? I honestly think that, no, heck no. We cool. Like I said, Kayvon got time for improvement, though, so it's like, we cool. Got Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon. We were top 5, bro. It was a top 5 D-line, you know what I mean, before, all this happened with Daniel Jones throwing 8 for 7. So it's like, we can give Kayvon time. Kayvon's still young, so he still can have time to develop to that player. You know what I mean? He's not bad, bad, He's just not as what we expected him to be. You feel me? But, yeah, we not giving y'all no picks for Myles Garrett. So, yeah, that's dead. Definitely not giving niggas picks, you know what I'm saying, for this. Yeah, no. You feel me? So, yeah, that's dead right there for sure.
Think of everything and the expectation where this organization is going to come since 2017.
It's probably a more disappointing season, yeah, because what we expected of ourselves, what we had built here before. So that's how I take it.
All right, Adam, of course, with us for the rest of the show. You see RC, you see Marcus and Mina, and there's a lot to get to with this. Marcus, let's start with you. What do you make of the trade demand from Garrett?
It makes sense. I don't think the Cleveland Browns have a clear direction. And no matter how you couch it, a lot of things that are transpiring in Cleveland are a reverberation of the contract that they decided to give to Deshaun Watson. It puts you in flux as far as a lot of guys go. But this is more about frustration with Myles Garrett of having to deal with the up and down situation that's been going on in Cleveland. And the bottom line is, when you don't get the quarterback position right, or you don't have the right infrastructure for a quarterback, these guys start looking around and they start determining, yeah, we really can't win here.
Hey, y'all, what's the word on Max Crosby? I mean, word on the street, you feel me? Mike don't be going smooth over there at the Raiders. What's word on the street over there? What's going on?
I know that, like that. So that's my reaction to the Cleveland part. But I'll say this: the Washington Commanders should be on the phone right now, trying to figure out how to get Myles Garrett to the DC area, because that team has a lot of cap space. They're right. And Dan Quinn is the defensive coordinator. Myles Garrett might have 30 sacks if he ends up in Washington.
Yeah, he's looking for that individual production as well as winning. That's part of what his statement
He
said.
don't need to go there.
It's easy to say to Marcus's point.
Don't need to go there for sure.
Any team would want Garrett.
Say some other team. You don't need to go there for sure though.
Roster,
don't speak on the ops.
Who realistically can make it happen in your mind?
They ain't deserve what happened to them in the freaking championship, man. That was terrible. Don't even speak on the ops, man.
Well, there's complexity to this, Laura. Adam talked about the contract and the amount of money that would hit the Cleveland Browns books. It actually wouldn't be prohibitively expensive for really many acquiring teams, but you would trade for him likely with the awareness that you're going to have to give him a big contract extension. He has a couple of years left on his deal. Marcus singled out the team that I think is on everybody's minds right now because of the cap space and in terms of the Washington Commanders, and also because they fit Myles Garrett's parameters. They are a contender. So along those lines, I look at the teams that made it deep into the playoffs. Aside from, of course, the Ravens, who are a divisional competitor, I think teams like the Bills and the Lions.
Ooh, you going the Bills, the Lions? Ooh. Going the Lions with 8 and up? Oh, my God. So what's the point against Zadarius Smith then? Point against Zadarius Smith? If you're just going to get Myles Garrett, you're going to move Zadarius Smith to D tackle? I mean, shoot, like I said, Lions, man, Lions, that'll be sure. No, I ain't gonna lie. Myles Garrett will look good in the blue and white, though. I ain't gonna lie. I can see him fitting on there. Aiden Hutchinson. And, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Lions, that'll be a good fit for him. Anywhere but the ops. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere but the ops. You feel me? So, Lions, that'll be all right. You feel me? Lions, because obviously, like I said, he ain't gonna come to us, you know what I mean? Like I said, he want to be in the contender, you know what I'm saying? By the looks of last season, we wasn't a contender, but this year we will be for sure. You know what I mean? So he trying to go to a contender team. He trying to win the bowl. So, sad for me, Lions. So we thought they was gonna win a bowl last year, but turned out they didn't. You know what I mean? So it's like Myles Garrett. At the end of the day, bro, you can't really judge a team by this season, though. You know what I mean? You got to really go how you think, like what you think, where you think you gonna fit the best at. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, it's like Nick can have a good season this year. They can go have a deep run next year and don't even make the playoffs. Nigga have a deep run this year and don't even make the playoffs next year. It's just the NFL just unpredictable, bro. So it's like, don't go off how a team doing right now. You need to go off, where you will fit best at. You know what I'm saying? Where will I fit best? You know what I mean? Where do I can see myself thriving at the high level, at the highest level? You know what I mean? So you gotta look upon yourself first. You know what I mean? Honestly, you feel me? But
edge rush is their biggest need, frankly, having a difference maker like Myles Garrett. And make no bones about it, he is a difference maker. He is probably one of the 2-3 best defensive players in the NFL, if not best. He's also extremely durable. I wanted to note this because I mentioned they'd be giving him a contract extension. He's played the 3rd most snaps of any edge over the last 5 years. Players like this simply are not available for trade. So if he actually were to be, I think every team would be on the phone.
He wants to have the team success to go along with the individual historic
Myles
accolades
Garrett
that he set throughout his future Hall of Fame career. And to me, it is teams like Washington. It's also teams like the Bills. But what about a team like the Green Bay Packers? Yes, I know you have Rashawn Gary. You have
a good D-line, though. Packers got a good D-line, bro. I'm telling y'all, the Packers ain't make a run, bro, because they were injured, bro. And this Smeagol's fan talking about the Packers weren't injured, bro. Shut up. Them boys was injured like heck, bro. They ain't had a number 1 wide receiver. They ain't had a number 1 cornerback. You know what I mean? The boys was injured for sure. What the heck are you talking about?
That was
that would be a good two, though. Packers got a deadly D-line, though.
Little banged up, but has young talent now that you've acquired Xavier McKinney. And you were sort of right on the cusp 2 years ago in the playoffs, feeling like, okay, you could take that next step and ascend. And we didn't quite see that this year, although Jeff Hafley made this team much more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. I think someone like Myles Garrett now elevates everyone on that defense, elevates that team. And I do think they fit the parameters of a contender. And if you're Myles Garrett, I feel like you stuck with what Cleveland was trying to do as long as you possibly could, but time waits for no man, and he understands that it's time to go win big.
Yeah, just like LeBron, though. Myles Garrett remind me of LeBron. No, I mean, but Myles Garrett wasn't not really record. You know what I mean? Like, Bron was making it to the playoffs, having good records, and making it to the finals. Myles Garrett wasn't doing that, but it's like, Myles Garrett wasted dang near 8 seasons at the Cleveland Browns, man. 8 seasons. That boy stuck around dang near for 10 seasons. Y'all ain't getting no better. So now when he go leave, niggas like Myles Garrett, bro, I will like for me, you know, a nigga that's jumping, don't go to a divisional rival. I ain't gonna lie, don't do that, Myles. And then it's gonna be a problem. That's the number one rule. I ain't got a problem with you dipping for your team, bro, because you need help, because you want to compete for a bowl. I ain't got a problem with that. That's what you posted. But bro, number one rule, bro, don't go to the ops. Don't go to the ops, bro. Don't go to your divisional rivals, bro. Go to any other team, bro, but the ops. Know what I mean? Honestly, bro, there's plenty of other teams, bro, that you can go to. Know what I mean? That's not the ops. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it real. Don't be in no Ravens jersey. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't steal his jersey. Come on now. But the ops. You feel me? That's what I was saying with old boy Saquon. I'm like, bro, I ain't got a problem with you leaving, you know? Even though you ain't do nothing for us. What you did, bro? Like, nigga went to one playoffs with you, bro. You know what I mean? We ain't losing really nothing, bro. You was injury prone. Like, nigga ain't really did nothing for us, nigga. You ain't finna get no statue, nigga. You ain't finna get your jersey retired. Nigga ain't did nothing, nigga. What you do, nigga? Made it to the playoffs and then you got outplayed by Daniel Jones, nigga. Nigga threw for 300 yards in the division round. You asked why he got paid over you, nigga? You got outplayed, nigga? That's the only thing you gave us, nigga? Nigga, the heck with this nigga. Then we just got a freaking young running back, nigga. Had 1,000 yards this season. Man, the heck with him. You feel me? But, you know, like I said, bro, you feel me? I ain't had a problem with bro going anywhere else. Nigga, search your options, nigga. The problem that I had with that nigga, bro, that goofy op right there is that, bro, you went to op. Nah, I mean, you went to the divisional op. You went to the opposite of the ops. Ain't respect that nigga. I don't give a dang about all that ring and all that, bro. Saquon, bro, just like Myles Garrett, bro. Plenty of teams wanted you, bro. Nah, I mean, plenty of teams was available, bro. You chose to go to the ops, bro. So F you. I ain't trying to see nothing about that.
And what it would have been like even
Same
already.
thing for bro. Like I said, even though he ain't the ops, it's like, bro, don't go to no ops, bro. Don't go to no divisional round. That's just an unspoken rule. That's something you just don't do, but keep it real. If you trade it, then that's different. All right, you trade it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I mean, it ain't like he in free agency either. He requesting a trade, so that's another thing. So I really can't have that. I can't have that energy with him either. You feel me? Cause like it's not like he in free agency. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he in free agency. He requesting a trade, so it's like you really don't know what if he do. So it's like that's an exception for you too, Myles Garrett, because like you ain't in free agency. But that nigga was in free agency. That nigga had choices. You know what I mean? So that right there, that was like you was an op for sure. That's a goofy op right there for sure. But bro had a choice. Bro was in free agency. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got a choice. So, you know, I can't really say that about you either, you know? So I'm just like, I'm more lenient with niggas like this. You know what I mean? Like even with Saquon, like we traded Saquon, he went to the Smeagol's, I wouldn't have no problem. Cause I'm like, okay, we traded you to the Smeagol's. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, when it comes to Myles Garrett, bro, you know, and they, you know, spent dang near 8 years on the Cleveland Browns, bro. You know, it is what it is, but you know.
Already been on a contending team. There's still hopefully a lot of future ahead of him. Adam, are there any recent trades that we can look to in terms of like comparable players being moved? And then I think even most importantly, what did the teams get back in return?
Well, I think the one you have to look at is when the Raiders wound up trading Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears. And they traded him for a package that included 2 first-round picks, a 3rd, and a 6th, and got back Mack, a 2, and a conditional 5. And again, at that point in time, Khalil Mack was 27. Myles Garrett is 29. And Khalil Mack was about as dominant then as Myles Garrett is now. Now, Myles Garrett is the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, but at one point, Khalil Mack was about as good as it got in the NFL. That is the comparison. Yeah. But again,
Khalil Mack was good, but he wasn't like Myles Garrett. But Khalil Mack was 5. He wasn't Myles Garrett for heck.
You need a willing trade partner.
Nigga just came off winning the Defensive Player of the Year and then second most in.
We've heard some of the teams mentioned, Washington and Detroit and Buffalo. The fact of the matter is 31 teams would have some level of interest in trading for Myles Garrett. The problem is there's one that right now hasn't been willing to trade him. And until that team is willing to trade him, again, this is Myles Garrett's effort to basically put something out there to try to make
Adam's
Yeah, man, make sure you hit the subscribe button, tell the bell, like the video. Like I said, Myles Garrett has requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. ladies and gentlemen.